So I just want to say thank you again. My name, I just say it's Kelvin Bullen, and I just want to introduce Liliane Michel with her new CD that's just came out, brand new, and just ask a few really personal and interesting questions about this production, which, even though I'm part of it, it's still very astounding. We've been getting a lot of very positive feedback already from people on the media about the song, that it's emotional, that they like the intensity of it, how sweet it is. So it is touching hearts and souls, which I feel very, very, very proud and honored to be able to relate and say. And this is the CD. It's Out of Oblivion, it's called. It's new, it's fresh out. There's a limited amount of copies, so afterwards I'll be able to tell you where you can order it. Personally, it's not in the shops, by the way. Okay, Liliane, this cover is really laid back. It's when you came up with the idea of Out of Oblivion, what kind of spurred you to call it that?
Well, it was because it's been a long time since I've released something, a real long time, and I realized that people stopped asking me, "Hey, I didn't hear from you anything," or "Did you do something?"
Okay.
So I thought, yeah, that's the right title.
Excellent, excellent. I really.
We're still here.
That's true.
So
that's true, and it's. What I find very interesting about this whole thing is that the music, even though you as co-producer with myself, it's a collection of different styles. The music has a kind of a dated analog thing to it. It is not high-tech, etc., what you find that's being pushed on the scene. And it's just very a big selection of very, how can I say, listenable, enjoyable music in what it offers. And I just want to go through a little bit of some of the things that's been written, some of the songs here on the booklet. Out of Oblivion is the first track of this. And, oh, by the way, I've had compliments about the cover. It's really very beautiful, the graphic work, again, that's been done. And
that has been Miriam Wiki.
Miriam Wiki did that, okay. You did a great job, Miriam, okay?
Thank you so much,
okay.
Miriam.
And the first one, like Out of Oblivion, that's on there, is an a cappella with just you singing. And the blend of your voice doing all of that is really harmonious and so organic.
It's just thirds.
Just thirds, okay. For all of you, she's
like just to introduce, because there's not an actual title on the album, which refers to the title from the album. So I had to do like an introduction.
Yeah.
And that's what came out.
And it's perfect. It's really perfect, that introduction. It really stands up. The next song, of course, it's something that Love Mercenary, which was an idea was given to you from that song, from myself, I believe.
You already had the title and you had the beautiful intro in between an outro that was already set. So I had to adjust something. I remember I was asking you about your idea of a love mercenary, because I couldn't really
What's a love
imagine
mercenary?
What is a love mercenary? What
yeah.
is your idea of? And since it was already on it, I wanted to like understand what it is first of all, and then make my version of it. I'm sure you have a version.
Sure,
somewhere.
but I think you summed it up with what you wrote, the lyrics that you wrote on this. It's like, I'd just like to quote a little bit. It says like, when it comes to love, people have sometimes a way to show.
To shove.
To shove, okay,
because,
to present it.
Two people come together and I mean, this is about experience again, and in my case, a man wants to know everything, and I'm not prepared to, give everything.
But the
they
lyric
shove hard, and it's like,
Yeah, by force, by any means necessary, a lot of the times when relationships come together.
Yes.
And I mean, it carries on just a little bit, and it says, and try hard to take control, because people are trying hard to take control.
They want to know things about you, so they have like a
point
a
on
thumb
you, right, standing on you.
On a certain moment. So.
And that's really important lyrics, I think, for self-consciousness, for young people getting into relationships, having the right motives, or elderly people, or whoever, whatever your age, that you get in.
When it comes to relationships, we're all like, even though we went 100 times through it, or sometimes
it's always new,
it's
different.
Always,
yeah.
And it's always like, oh,
full of surprises.
I didn't
again.
know.
Oh, that again.
That again, or wow, that exists as well, and whatever. Complicated stuff.
Yeah.
Relationships are the most complicated thing.
Sure.
I suppose.
But it keeps us going. I'll say when we get on to the next track on the CD is I See. And this is in Spanish. You did a Spanish text on that on IC. Can you explain just a little bit what is the sense of just IC?
I first didn't know whether I was going to do an English song out of it, and then I decided to do a Spanish one.
Good
and
choice.
It's based on a letter from my first love.
Oh.
He was a Spanish guy, he still is. And he wrote me this particular phrase there, La flor que un día no te di, vive y crece en mi corazón. And this is what I took up. And from then I just remembered the relationship a little bit. How impossible it was, how dramatic it was, and because we were young and we had so much energy. And,
I can imagine. Wow. Drama,
exactly.
but not too much trauma.
And Spanish is just such a wonderful drama language.
It is. It's very dramatic,
it's
absolutely.
Really,
emotionally and very dramatic,
it's
of course.
different than the English.
Absolutely.
It has a different touch of drama.
Okay.
So that's...
Anyway, that's an original that you wrote with your own lyrics on that. And the music is a little bit...
wonderful melodies.
It's a little bit kind of fusion. It has that Latin feel in it a little bit also that runs through these tracks. The next track that we go through is Whatever Lola Wants. That's a cover song.
That's a cover song. I used to sing a couple of years with the band we recorded as well, the Basler Werkstatt Orchestra. I had the chance to be a guest singer for many years actually. And it's a song I like very much. And I thought, why not do something with these guys? I've been working so long. So it's like a thank you.
Yes, and I think the arrangements was also very good. Whoever arranged it on that, that's very brilliant. Who was the arranger of that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know who did it. I think they're playing it for quite a while.
Before.
So maybe... I don't know.
Okay.
Who arranged
all right,
it,
but that's when we get on then to the next one is I Do Get Tired, which is kind of a very strong, powerful statement that a lot of us find in our daily walk in life when we get up. We put on the green button, the green light, and in the evenings or during the day, we have to pick ourselves up. What made you, the theme I Do Get Tired is so vast. It's such a big one. And I just, what you're saying is a little bit, it's very, very humble and very satisfying, actually, the lyrics that you wrote on there, because I'll just quote the first one. It says, I do get tired to be admired by men with a low self-esteem.
Yes.
They're easily irascible, often unpredictable, disrespectful, and demean.
Yes, out of that lack of self-confidence. So human being has many ways of hiding or of developing strange things because of a lack. That's a normal.
So it's. I always put it this way: at your worst, you're still at your best, because you can't get better than what you're doing at the moment, which a lot of
You can
times.
always work on yourself. That's a never-ending. That's a never-ending process. Actually,
very true.
It
very
should
true.
never end as long
Absolutely.
as one lives.
I agree with
The
you.
thing is that it's not happening because we have these mechanisms to
Yeah.
hide.
Behind.
But truth comes out
Amen.
always.
Of course.
Always.
Yes.
If you're with someone, you can pretend a certain time.
Okay. Also, so let's get down to truth. So nature's truth. Tears of Tomorrow is the next
Tears of
song
Tomorrow.
on that CD, and that is really something that.
It's a fantasy thing.
Yes, a fantasy, but when I look at the lyrics, it says, where, oh, where do all the tears flow that people cry out of pain? Where do all the tears go that children shed
Out of fear?
out of fear, etc., etc.? I mean, this is really deep. It's a very strong, extremely strong lyrics that tell a certain thing that a lot of songs don't sing about.
Really?
Yes, I mean it's love. It's not denial, and I think the questioning of where, oh where, that questioning of the existence of why we suffer, why there's so much suffering that we do, so much suffering that we are available to, that's also afflicted, either coming from ourselves or coming towards us. And you're asking these questions in this song, and I find that it's really a song that makes one sit up and think. What made you come to that point?
It's actually a fantasy thing. I had this very special music from you.
Okay.
Very
Thank you.
special. I've never done something like that before in my life. And it's great to be challenged, isn't it? To be challenged for good, most of all. And I was just playing around with my fantasies. I had this one line, how it starts, and then I was just fantasizing, and then just basically...
It flowed, it came very easy,
like
very
tears
quick.
flow, or rivers flow, whatever. It just...
From the quotes, very poetic actually. It's also extremely poetic. The
of course,
terminologies
and
that's
there's,
used in this song. It's actually poem.
There's a quintessence that actually the water from the sea and oceans are salty because it collects the amount of tears when people cry.
But I mean, this from the ecological sense of evolution. They say everything came from the waters. Life started from the waters. It didn't start from the land. So everything went back to the water again. And I think that it's a very profound statement that you make in this song, actually. I don't want to spend too much time on it, or else we can just talk about this forever, and discuss. And when we carry on, the next one that we have on there is... oh, by the way, I forgot to say, the harmonies that you incorporated on that song is very, very special.
It's jazzy.
Jazzy, absolutely. You've got that scatting sort of free improvisation that's going on over, very, very melodical, and it touches me every time I listen to it.
That's wonderful, but it gives such a...
The movement of water again, it somehow relates
and you have so much space to really do something.
Yeah, very good.
Liberty to do whatever comes.
The next one that we have on the CD is Yo No Tengo Nada, and of course that's an old, that's a cover of it's originally an Italian song. I can't remember the exact name of it, but the English is I Who Have Nothing. But the song was originally by Italian, done in the 50s, I believe.
Carlo Donida.
Donida. And you've actually done a Spanish translation version of that, which is very intense. That's what we've been getting a lot of feedback on the media, whether Facebook and other medias, that the clip has been running at the moment, that people have really been drawn into it by the quietness, the intensity of it, and the emotion that you put into it, which is dramatic also.
Yeah, here we go again with the Spanish way of drama, which I love.
Excellent. And of course the filming is also very brilliant, because the filming as it's captured, which was done by Georgius, gorgeous Georgios. We we can't leave him out of the scenario of the picture. As we go on to the next song on there, it's called Human Race. And there's also a video clip on that that's not available yet, but it's going to be shown as things progress. And Human Race is really a statement about the predicaments that we find ourselves in this time, in this century, with pollution, with everything that's going on ecologically on the planet, on the globe, with the whole thing of extinction, of forestry, of the animals that are suffering from our life form that is actually in a very dire straits at the moment, destructive way. And this song really says so much about that. It states it in a very simple but precise way. And if I can just quote just a little bit, it says, human race is using up space. Obviously, we refuse to see. We don't want to see, just don't want to see that we destroy for eternity. So I was looking at a program this morning, and it was about Hard Talk. I think it was a BBC Hard Talk, and it was one of the scientists on the NASA for the moon thing, which they have a deadline by 2024. They're supposed to have people, stations on the moon, and that's going to be the springboard to get to Mars. And there was a little bit of a debate about that. And of course, I don't want to get into that because it is political, but then again, it's about science and progression. We're in an evolution where we're looking at the heavens and the stars, exploration and everything else. Also, there's a political backside of that. How much of war and fear is going to be involved in that also, because it's usually about defense and protection or colonizing again. And that means it's usually taking something away from somebody else or whatever. But I mean, the lyrics and the text on that is really, again, very, very actual. What is going on today? It is,
unfortunately,
and it mirrors very, very much, the situation that we find ourselves in.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
As we go on to the next song on there, it's called El Andriego. And of course, that's another one in Spanish. Can you tell me a little bit about that song?
Yes, I wanted to do, when I was playing singing with the Werkstatt Orchestra, I wanted to bring in something Spanish. And that was the idea of it, was like a Latin little bit kind of stuff. And so they did a version out of it.
Excellent.
We can cut that, can't we?
Well, it's I don't think it is virginal in the sense that interpretation of this song has never been done like this before. So it is something new out of this song.
It isn't actually. I mean, it is also based on a version from Wicca. Concha Wicca, the Spanish flamenco singer that is not doing so much flamenco anymore, but it's actually based on her version.
Okay. Okay. But I mean, with the horns, with the arrangement that you've brought to it, that you have. I mean, it
was arranged from somebody.
But it's very much, it's in a big band arrangement.
Yes, exactly.
And it is played in a big band arrangement with a 5-piece horn section, etc. So that's really, 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 really nice. Again, that Latin, that ballroom style a little bit, very lovely to listen to with all that. As you can say,
it's very full. It's very
exactly. Touching tango, touching the Latin, the South American also, and all the different elements are in there also, which gives it that flavor and the color. When we go to the last track on the CD, which is Fine Line, that for me is very much when I remember when you presented me with just the from your phone, just lyrics and a melody, basic melody.
Very basic.
And I said, well, this is soul at its best at its most simplest form, and you've turned it into something that's very gospel-y.
My dear, you turned it into something
Okay,
that's very gospel.
well, it takes.
I had a different vision of that song,
Oh, really?
but you
Okay.
really convinced me by the first time I heard what you made
Okay.
out of it. So
Okay.
that's what came
Okay.
out.
And the lyrics, can you just tell us a little bit the meaning of It's a Fine Line?
As I say, it has a gospel or a spiritual touch,
Very much so.
and it's philosophical as well, or
Yes, definitely.
yeah, but still very much. We all know that. We all know that what I'm singing about is we all been through situations
Yeah.
like this where we don't know, is it, you know, are we gonna fall off the line,
Okay.
fall down or whatever? It is borderline or whatever, you know.
And on that, I just want to comment on that. As you say, it's a fine line. This is part of the lyrics between love and hate. And if you open the door, you might not be able to close it. So, I mean, this speaks to me also very personally, because forgiveness is a very important part of the doors of hate that we have, also that we see what that brings.
There are many doors.
Doors, yes.
There are many doors.
But just basic, just saying, from hate, you open a door of hate, at some stage you're going to have to.
Then you have a problem.
You have a problem to close
once you
it.
open it,
You know,
exactly.
so that means love has to come in, forgiveness has to come in, because you opened the wrong door. You got consumed by a wrong door that you opened. So it does have a lot of very transcendental, spiritual ways and psychological ways for us to live better as human beings, and to do better, and to be conscious of what it is and the power that is there, that we can change it. We do have a choice.
Yes, we do.
We don't have to ignore it and say, oh, that's just the way it is. No, that's not just the way it is. We do have that personal power. And I just want to say, we've come to the end, probably closing to our little talk, which I'm so glad that I have this opportunity to just share some of my deepest thoughts on this lovely piece of art, of the music itself. It speaks for itself. It's available on Spotify. It's available on a few other platforms. The hard CD itself is not available in the shops, so you'll have to order it through either Liliane Michel Music at yahoo.com or Kelvin Bullen Music at gmail.com. That's what it is. That's what it looks like. It's on Bullen Music Productions, new label, just opened up, and I'm so privileged that this is the premiere to be on that label. It's really great work. Thank you, Dave Milshade, for a fantastic mixing job on there. You know, you're the best, man. You know, without you, we couldn't have done it. And of course, all those wonderful musicians that participated on that, be it Rickenbacker, you know, Yves Tobler, you know, amazing work. And even Emil for his wonderful creative viola playing on there. Thank you, Liliane.
Thank you, Kelvin.
Please support. And the web pages are going to be up pretty soon, so people will have a chance to get in touch with us. And the more you support us, the more opportunity we have to make another one or do even better. And thank you for this interview and giving us the possibility to share this. Thank you for your patience and work, Georgia.
Well done. Thank you, Kelvin.
I thank you.